Don't get blown away.
What do you mean?
It's windy as the dickens outside.
Oh, it is. And now people can know that.
Yesterday rain, today crazy wind.
You know, it's Kansas, and that's what we got. We got what they call weather.
Yep, you're not wrong.
What is it? April showers bring May flowers?
That's what they say.
So, although sometimes they bring dandelions that are a foot tall already.
You know, it's interesting. They don't say anything about cold temperatures
No, they really don't. So,
bringing anything.
all right. So we should be live.
We should be live.
And right now we don't have any comments yet.
What? Why would we?
I don't know.
It's not even 7 o'clock yet.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we're doing this now, but it's not 7 o'clock yet. Oh, look, and 2 people are watching.
Okay, so I guess we're live.
We are, in fact.
All right. Well, we'll give them another 45 seconds then to go ahead and get to that 7 o'clock thing.
Very generous of you.
Well, you know, I mean, okay. Are we centered? We don't know.
No.
Okay, not really.
We're minus an executive producer tonight,
So you'll have to bear with us because it may be a train wreck.
It's hard to
I mean,
say.
it's been a long time since I had to actually do tech stuff.
We've gotten kind of spoiled with the whole, you know.
Oh, we've gotten super spoiled. But in honor, I am wearing the shirt that came back from Florida because producer just can't help herself.
I'm wearing a little Rokar Stokar.
Is that that's really
Latanya.
That's only for the people who actually know about Lindsberg and all the people who actually watch just because of you?
Well,
probably.
If they're familiar with Bethany.
All right. So
what time is it now? Oh, it's actually 7 o'clock.
Okay. So
all right.
Oh, that was us. That's good.
That's us.
Okay. So this is the TSL Homestead Cocktail of the Month for April 2023. Can you believe it's already April?
I cannot.
Like, it's wild.
That is just bananas.
Okay.
But before we get started, we already have a comment.
We do.
Yeah, right over there.
Well, let's go see.
Oh, hello. It's the Midwest Beachcombers.
Yeah.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good to see ya.
Okay. Well, this one in honor probably of them as well as everybody else. So in the spirit of continuing on with our tourism, going to other places, visiting countries theme.
I did almost ask you guys for some tips.
That would be good.
I didn't.
Well,
feel free to shout them out.
Yeah. Feel free to shout out. So a recent conversation over Easter, our oldest daughter and her husband are going to go on a tour train. What?
They're traveling. Let's leave it at that.
Well, but they're going to go places on a train.
That's true.
And one of the places they're going to go is where we're going to feature our cocktail.
And that's also
the whole country, I'm not giving away locations and I'm not giving away times. It's all good.
Okay.
Could be tomorrow, could be next year. We don't know.
Hard to say.
Anyway, in the spirit of that, welcome to Italy.
Yay!
Okay. Never been there myself.
Now have I.
Hope to go sometime. We have friends who've been there. They really thought that was cool. Whoops.
Uh-oh.
Okay, you think it.
Technology guy. Technology guy right here.
Okay, I was trying to hide it. It's just not working out for me. Okay, so you may have heard that Italy is home to approximately 58 million people.
I hadn't heard that, actually.
It's actually the 6th largest country in Europe. So based on number of people who live there.
You can be assured that I know nothing about Italy.
Do you know what it looks like? Kind of like a boot?
I did know that.
Okay, so she knows something about it.
There's another comment.
Somebody's probably been there.
Oh, hello.
Okay, that's good. So Italy, the capital may be Rome. You might have heard of it.
I have heard of it.
There's a guy with a big pointy hat lives there.
I've also heard that.
Yeah. Okay, so Italy's been around for a while. The Colosseum in Rome was built about 70, 80 AD.
That's pretty old.
Quite a long time ago. It was considered and still is considered one of the greatest works of engineering and architecture in the ancient world.
You know, it's probably older than anything we'll see here.
In Kansas?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know. We have it, and we actually have. Yeah, probably not.
Okay.
I mean, we got the adobe hut and the world's biggest ball of string, but that's really all we got going on.
House.
So, Colosseum sounds like a pretty cool place. I don't know if you get to hang out in there. In the 13th century, Marco Polo spent 24 years.
Many hours enjoyed playing Marco Polo. Marco
Polo. So he recorded all of his adventures in a book called The Book of the Marvels of the World.
Wow.
Yeah. So he,
Is that book still around?
I don't know. I think it is.
Okay.
But it's probably in Italian.
So that's going to slow me down.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Famous Italian people.
Yep.
You may know some of these. Leonardo da Vinci. He is considered one of the greatest polymaths of all time.
I don't like him already.
Do you know what a polymath is?
Somebody who's better at math than me?
No, a polymath is somebody who's very good at all kinds of things.
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
Yeah, polymath is basically like a dabbler. Think of it as a master,
Jack of all trades, master of none.
except he was kind of jack of all trades, master of all of them.
Ah,
I mean, he basically predicted flight and all kinds of other stuff.
all right.
Christopher Columbus, we've heard of him. He accidentally discovered us.
1492.
Yeah, but he
Sailed
was on
the
his way to
ocean
China. He missed it completely. So I don't
Took a
know if
wrong-
we should just call
wrong
him
turn.
like the biggest misfit
Took a wrong
explorer.
turn.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, just checking.
So Robert De Niro. No matter what you think of him, he's actually from Italy.
Really?
Yeah, I did not realize that.
know
Galileo.
I've heard of him.
Yeah. He actually basically
They've
invented
got
astronomy.
those really cool thermometers that you have that kind of have the little things.
Barometers and things. Yeah.
Whatever. Is it a Galilean thing?
I believe that it might be.
I think it is.
It's probably not, yeah. Michelangelo. You might have heard of him. I think he painted like things on the Sistine Chapel.
Yep.
On his back, I think on a scaffold for like 15 years.
Oh,
That had to
man.
be rough.
Oh, there's some more.
Archimedes, super mathy dude, like considered like the mathiest guy in ancient history. Yeah, came up with all kinds of stuff. And Luciano Pavarotti, who's considered the high C of tenors, who is just a world famous opera singer. Even I have heard him sing.
I do love his voice.
So,
wow. So what I'm hearing you say is Italy has got quite a few.
it does. And we haven't
Well-known
gone into like the
folks.
Pope and all that stuff. So, which
No,
I'm not going to.
And there's all that architecture stuff.
Okay. They have two patron saints.
Oh, really?
That they're basically claimed. There's one that St. Catherine of Siena. She was canonized in 1461, and basically
a long time ago.
it was a long time ago, and she basically was just a forward thinker in the religious movement and started a lot of chapters and things.
Okay.
And St. Francis of Assisi.
That's a pretty popular
He
one.
actually founded the Franciscans.
Oh, no, I didn't know
and
that.
several other orders. He's basically a monk. He was canonized. He died in 1226. He was canonized in 1228. And he's
Okay.
considered the patron saint of both animals and the environment,
Animals and the environment.
which is why you put him in your gardens as a statue, I guess. He gets the
Okay.
plants and all that.
Sure.
Turns out there's like 57,000 different kinds of plants in Italy. It's like,
Really?
yeah, it's like the third biggest botanical range.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
And they have all kinds of really weird animals. Like they've got an Italian gray wolf that's their country animal.
Wow.
Yeah, I had no idea until I started looking things up.
Wow.
All right, so that brings us to the any more comments? Probably just people going, no, shut up about Italy already. Okay, so that brings us to our cocktail of the month. We are going to do, oddly enough.
Hey, mambo. Oh, that's Italiano, not Americano. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
The Americano, which actually sounds like it's American, but it's not. It was actually, it was first served.
It
you
is
guessed-
kind of in the name, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hey, mambo Italian. Sorry. It's catchy.
You want to do a couple
No,
line?
no, it's okay.
We can.
It's okay.
It was first served. There's a gentleman named Gaspard Campier who created the Campier's bitters. I think I'm close. I'm as close as a Kansas is going to get it.
I bet is it this? Is it the Campari?
Yeah.
Campari.
He created the Campari, and he had a cafe called Cafe Campari because that was his name.
That's a very special cafe.
Right. Oh, I have 3 F's. Okay, so it's only
It's a
two. It's normally spelled with 2 F's
cafe.
and a little
It's a
hash mark.
cafe.
It was in Milan, and that was in the 1860s.
Oh, so it's been around a
so
while.
yes, it has been around a while.
Cool.
And the reason it's named the Americano is because there's so many American tourists in the 20s when during Prohibition went over, and they liked it so much. And it's basically the precursor to the Negroni, which we've actually covered a long time ago.
Okay, cool.
Fun fact.
Oh, I can't
The Americano
Can't
is the
believe
very
this.
first drink ordered by James Bond in Ian Fleming's Bond series in the original first book
Really?
called Casino Royale.
You don't
There's actually
say.
several of the books where he orders them because basically he's like, if you're going to go to a cafe, you should order something that's unassuming and basically,
There you go.
But he always spiced his up with Perrier.
Perrier.
Yeah, because he figured you can make a cheap drink better with classier soda.
I see. Mineral water.
Yeah.
All
so,
right.
So,
All right.
okay. The Americano. It is actually listed as one of the classics in the International Bartenders Association official cocktails list, which I have a link there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who knew there was such a list?
Well, apparently the International Bartenders. It's got
Okay, outside of that group, who knew there was a list?
people who drink. I don't know. They actually have contests every year. The Bartenders Association. They have the
Really?
yeah. They
Oh,
have
that
the
sounds fun.
World Flair which is like that. You see like that, like Tom Cruise and cocktailers and all that stuff.
Oh,
They
really?
have contests to see who can do that the best.
That's great.
Yeah. Now that I know this organization exists, I better follow them
Right. But
closely.
check it out.
Well, we'll probably maybe we can take a trip and like report on it. So onward toward the actual drink itself. This is a very simple cocktail. It only has 3 actual parts. We're going to make it here for you. It takes 2 tablespoons of Campari, 2 tablespoons of vermouth, and fun fact, we found out 2 tablespoons is actually 1 ounce. I measured it because I was like, what? Who does tablespoons?
All right. So does it matter what order they go in?
Basically, if you pour in the Campari, then the vermouth, and then we're going to put in a half a cup of soda, club soda.
Do we need to stir it or anything?
We will stir it after we pour it all together.
Oh, I've got it.
And then you can typically garnish with an orange slice. I didn't have any, so I've done a really poor job of putting together a lemon twist. So
I've never gotten the hang of it, but here's our Campari.
Yep.
Now, we have used this in I will say we've used this in a couple of other cocktails that we've got. It is a bit of a bitter. So if you don't really care for bitters.
The original recipe, according to the International...
Oh, it even says it on the label, bitter.
The original recipe, according to the International Bartender Association, is 2 tablespoons of the Campari, 2 tablespoons of vermouth, and a dash of club soda. But I've been told by everybody who's ever tried that's exceptionally bitter. And so unless you really like that taste, they recommend at least a half a cup of club soda.
Okay.
So, but it's...
And then our vermouth, we're using the Martini and Rossi.
You can pick whatever you want. The sweet vermouth is what goes into this one, is every place I've seen.
Okay. I can see this has a very Negroni vibe. I can see that.
Yeah. Well, apparently it's my understanding that the Negroni was actually invented when somebody asked for an Americano on steroids with gin.
Oh my.
So instead of the vermouth, they put in gin.
That doesn't sound very good at all.
I think that's why we didn't really like it.
I think that's probably true.
If I recall correctly.
All right, so we're going to do half a cup of club soda.
Okay.
We're measuring that, so.
Wow, it feels okay. So now we know.
Yeah,
pretty much fill it up.
It does pretty much fill it up, doesn't it?
Yep.
Wow. All right, and what are we garnishing it with?
Well, we're gonna stir it.
Okay.
With the spoon.
Okay.
Probably not aggressively because we don't want it all over the table. Okay, that's a little light, but all right.
Make up your mind.
Okay. And then I was just going to stick so instead of a lemon twist, because I don't know how to do that, I just kind of sliced them and made them a hanger-oner.
A hanger-oner?
You got it here first, folks.
A hanger-oner.
New cocktail.
So that's what it's going to look like. It's going to have kind of that pretty Campari look to it. Orange with the lemon on the side. And we've just got some ice cubes in there.
Okay.
All right.
Let's give it a try.
I'm skeptical.
Okay, that's not bad. It's good. Okay, wife doesn't think so? No, too bitter for her, huh?
It is not as bitter. I mean, I can't imagine it with a dash of club soda. Let's say that.
It's got a bit of a back end to it, doesn't it?
It really
You want to try a little more club soda?
Woo! Nope.
Nope,
all right.
You're all done. Okay.
Nope. We'll go with it. But it's pretty bitter. Although, I think that if it was hot outside, last month we made a switchel, which was a non-alcoholic drink. It was our mocktail, and it was refreshing.
Moscow Mule.
Yeah.
With
the switchel.
Mm-hmm.
I think that this, if it was hot outside, it would probably be refreshing. It does have a little back end because of the bitters.
It is I cannot imagine it with just a dash of soda. It would be just like it would be like drinking a persimmon.
Right. But like I said,
kumquat.
I do think that if you were sitting outside and just kind of at a cafe,
sure,
and you wanted to get something unassuming, say or you
want to be pretentious, James Bond, dude. Yeah.
It would be nice because this isn't. I would also say that this is definitely not a gulper. You're going to sit and let it sit and maybe sip on it.
You might let the ice melt.
Let the ice melt a little bit. Yeah.
Probably not going to be a daily drinker.
Probably not a daily drinker.
But it's been interesting, and it is super simple to make.
It is super simple to make. If you happen, like we happen to just have some Campari sitting around. So
and here's a fun fact.
what's
The
that?
original bright red color of Campari was made by dyeing it with crushed insects.
Okay.
They don't do that anymore.
Okay.
So there's no insects were harmed in the making of this drink
Really good
that
to
I'm
know
aware of,
that.
unless there's like a gnat or something in there. Because
No.
sometimes the gnats get into having a glass of wine and they commit suicide. It's very sad.
But it does definitely have some bitter to it. So.
Oh yeah, it sure does.
Yep.
Yeah. So this is definitely one of those that the video makes it a little more honest.
Right. I am going to say that I got some good wave action going here with the hair today. So still on the vintage experiment with the hair. So
okay. So
all right.
So let's no further comments from
And
the peanut
that's
gallery.
all right. We're good to go. I hope that if you try this, you're sitting on a deck somewhere, possibly in Italy, because
That'd be a place to get it.
that'd
probably.
be a place to get
Although
it.
if you're going to Americanize it, I would ask for a little more club soda, perhaps.
Or something different.
Have a Negroni. or there's a lot. Actually, there's a lot of different Italian cocktails.
Yeah.
This happened to be what we had ingredients for, because a lot of them are very light.
Limoncello.
Limoncello. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. That's absolutely, and we may do that. So
one more comment over here.
Oh, here's a comment. What is the name of the drink? The name of the drink is
it's an Americano.
Americano, named basically by Prohibition drinkers from the United States during the 20s. I don't know what they called it in the 1860s.
If it was made for American tourists, maybe nothing, because it hadn't been invented yet.
Well, 1860s is when they started the drink. So maybe it was called Americano while back then. It just became more popular.
More popular when Prohibition hit.
That's a little fuzzy.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's been dead a while. I can't ask him.
Sure, fair enough.
But yes, so Americano.
All
it is the
right.
precursor to the Negroni.
All right.
So it's considered a classic cocktail.
We will sip these.
Yep. All right. So
do you have anything else to tell us about Italy?
I really don't.
All right. Well, then, as we always say, drink responsibly and get into the spirit of things. Bye.